Welcome to the Coast to Coast New Year's Eve party by Upland Action News. How we doing, LeftHouse?
We're doing great. And not only is this the Coast to Coast New Year's Eve party, this is the East Coast installment of the Coast to Coast party. That's right, two parties, plural, parties with an S.
Yes, yeah, we span the country here. So we got, I'm holding down the New York affiliate of the Upland Action News, and happy to have you riding with me here. And boy, do we have another jam-packed event.
And man, boy, I can't say it enough. It is an honor to co-host with you on your episode of the Upland Action News, the official Upland Coast to Coast New Year's Eve party, the official. This is it. This is like we're legit now. We're legitimized by the men at the Upland headquarters.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. I'm feeling fantastic, about being able to host another party with you, bringing me on board, having me co-host some of the news here. And, like you said, one of the official fan events. It's groundbreaking territory. Amazing.
That's correct. And now, since we're on the topic of official, why don't we just go ahead and make it official and let the people know that you are now a full member. I mean, you are the lead anchor of this beautiful New Year's Eve party. You are a legitimate member of the Upland Action News. Isn't that right?
Yes, yeah, I was lucky enough to come in. It looks like the folks over there at Upland Action News and yourself, didn't want to let the talent slip away, to any of these competing networks. So it was, we came in, hashed out the details, got that nice corner office down there in Dogpatch in the Chicago Bears building, and just very honored to be on board. And boy, the future is looking so bright. I'm going to need to get some shades.
And I don't even know if shades would work with your mask. You might need to get some tape to tape on the ear side thing. But goodness. maybe I'm more of a goggle guy. Well, it's been a heck of a year. One heck of a year in the Upland Metaverse, I would have to say. So much has happened. And most importantly, the most important thing I think that happened this year is that we both found Upland and then found each other. That is huge.
Yeah, for all the smack that people want to talk about how awful 2020 was, and boy, did it throw some curveballs at the entire world in just about any way, shape, or form. But you got to look to those silver linings and look to what really matters in the metaverse. And, we had this wonderful metaverse bring all sorts of citizens together and combining the creative powers like Voltron. And, here we are. It's amazing.
It's true. And here we are bringing you this high-end, award-winning entertainment. Do we have loads of guests, loads of surprises, special superstar guests, and we do have the wheels. We have two grand wheels this time. Last time we had one grand wheel. No, we had two wheels last time. But this time we have two wheels.
We had so many things last time that, Santa didn't even know what to do with it. So, here we are with our two wheels and all sorts of grand prizes.
And the boss is at the headquarters of Upland backing us all the way. This being said, I think we should get into our first prize wheel here. There's a crap a ton of names on the wheel. Do you want to go ahead and spin first, or what do you? It's your show. Do we give away an NFT first and then some UPIX, or do we go UPIX first?
Classic Mars Utah fashion. We're gonna hit them hard here out of the gate. Obviously not super hard, but let's hit them with 10K UPIX. Let's hit the citizens with some 10K UPIX wheel spin here, and then maybe we get them some of our fantastic NFTs.
All right. Do you want to go ahead and share your wheel there?
I will. And this is a beautiful wheel put together by yourself, and you know what you're doing. So do you have me there?
We have you live on the screen. The wheel is live and ready to spin.
Look at that beautiful Upland color-coded wheel. And, I don't know how many people are on there, but it is fantastic, and we are going to go ahead and hit it.
Yeah, that's hundreds of names, hundreds of thousands of Uplanders. A little funk music.
Alchemy. Alchemy is a big winner of 10K UPIX.
Congratulations to you, Mr. Alchemy, for being the first winner of the East Coast New Year's Eve party. You are awarded 10,000 UPIX.
Woo!
So that will be coming to you somehow shortly within the new year.
Compliments of the official Upland game team.
Yes, that is correct. So do we want to spin the NFT wheel now?
Yes, yeah, we better. We don't want to deprive those from the lovely citizens of Upland.
All righty, then I'm going to share the grand wheel here, and I have to do a little bit of adjusting here in the studio so the fine folks can see it. All righty, let me bring that right in there. Okay, so now we have the grand wax wheel. And this first one, you said you like to go big, Mars? LeftHouse likes to go big too. I think for the first prize, we're going to give away the set, the grand total NYEE set. So there's 4 NFTs that will be coming your way. The Baby New Year's, Mars, you tell the Baby New Year's LeftHouse, the Baby New Year's collection of the 2, and then the beautiful East Coast, West Coast hip hop a version, if you will. Does that sound fair to say?
Yes, yeah, that's quite a collection that's shaped up. So we're gonna drop the whole thing on a lovely Uplander here. That's definitely the kind of baller move that we pull here at Upland Action News.
And the wheel spins.
Ooh, that's dramatic music that time.
Shadow Crasher. Shadow Crasher, HAHAW.WAM. You are their first winner of the grand NFT set, the New Year's Eve NFT set. So congratulations to you.
That is fantastic that their wax address is hey.
Hey, there you go. So there's our first, we've given away the first awards. We are counting down. We're getting closer to the end of the year. There's only less than an hour left. This is very exciting. And very exciting. And let's bring in our first guest, Mr. John Connor, if you will, yes. Ladies and gentlemen. Mr. John Connor to the studio. There he is, Mr. John Connor. How the heck are you, sir?
Howdy, I'm doing great.
Hello.
Visiting some relatives. So I'm hanging out in the shack right now. So I have a nice quiet spot. It's actually quite nice.
Oh, yeah. That looks like a fake set. That looks like a Saved by the Bell set. Like you just set that up for this viewing right here. It's like, yeah, I just whipped it together. It's beautiful.
For that part where the teenagers hang out in the garage.
Yep.
So what part of the world are you in?
Oh, I'm in Florida right now.
Okay, yeah. And you've been traveling for quite some time, yeah?
Yep. Trying to be low key, focus on work, but, need to get out of the house a little bit. So yeah, just being safe about it, but getting a little bit of holiday traveling in.
Very good. Very good. So it's the end of the year or the beginning of the year. Which way do you look at it?
I'm feeling beginning of the year, right? Everyone's talking about the end of the year, end of 2020. And I think that's fine. I get it. It's a nice symbolic gesture for a lot of people to end something that's been tough on a lot of us. I haven't even been able to meet the other Upland team members in person, since I came on board. I really would love to. I'm excited about doing that at some point, but 2020, here we are. Everyone's working remote. So, I'm really excited about the beginning. I'm excited about the next chapter and things to come. I think the world is being affected in a way that opens up a lot of new possibility. A lot of people connecting in different ways. I think it's one of the reasons that we saw so much success in Upland this year, right? Why why is everyone focusing on building the metaverse, right? Because we start to see that these social structures and these social spheres that we have are a little bit fragile, and we need to connect in different ways. And yeah, so that's how I feel about 2021. We're going to find new ways to connect and deepen the ones that we are currently building.
Do you have any predictions for this year coming? Are you into that, the Notre Dame stuff?
Yeah, you know, I should, right? That would make a lot of sense with the skill set that I'm supposed to have on this team as a product manager. Should be making some big predictions. Sharpen my blade on that a little bit. You know, I expect Bitcoin to hit 100,000. I'll throw that one out there. 100,000 consistently, right? So like up and down, I think we're going to see it go really high. I think it's going to dip a bit, but I think it's going to level out sometime in 2020 at around 100,000. I'll go with that as a prediction. I predict a lot of really simple apps that connect people getting really popular, right? I think so far there's been an abundance of creativity in that space, and I think you're going to see some of these apps mature and reach some more scale, and you're going to see, just like Clubhouse is getting really big. I was just on that today listening to essentially an artist spotlight, you know, just like we did. Yeah. I mean, that's another example of, like, you know, all of those interaction networks getting big in 2021. I think that's exactly what's going to happen in Upland as well, right? There's different competitive advantages to these different communication networks like Clubhouse, but, you know, Upland has the whole economy built into it. So, you know, that's something I'm excited about seeing, is just the increased amount of interaction and kind of organic interest-based communication becoming more mainstream. Kind of like chat in the mid-90s. You know what I mean? Like ICQ chat, which kind of faded away.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I think also too, like with what's coming to Upland with NFTs, I mean, you know, like I always think about it or talk about, like, Upland is a NFT based reality, you know, like that's the foundation is NFTs. Then NFTs are going to go on top of those NFTs, and then we're going to put NFTs inside of those things and stuff. So it's like, you know, and we're close to that. We're getting close to bringing the NFTs in, right? That's coming soon.
Yeah. I mean, the two things I can certainly comment on that we're going to be doing in early 2021, if we're shifting from predictions to, you know, just chilling the game, right? You know, the two ones that you're commenting on there are the NFT gateway and also property development, right? There's property development as we're seeing it right now in the sandbox. This is, you know, obviously kind of a dumbed down version. The buildings are simpler. The building speed is faster. And there are certain considerations that don't need to come into play yet, right? But, you know, once the NFT gateway is a part of the ecosystem, it really expands what we can bring in terms of 3D models and sculptures and things like that. And it'll happen incrementally, right? We're going to slowly have integrations for different partners and different types of NFTs. But ultimately, it's going to, you know, very early in 2021, you know, start to explode what can be done in Upland. So it's going to be really exciting just to see, you know, how people start utilizing those tools. Because obviously, you know, we're still in open beta and this is all testing. So seeing how the community responds to all these different options is, yeah, it's going to be really exciting. It's like a new type of canvas, right? Where the ownership philosophy also comes into play in a really unique way. You know, you see that with property. When people actually own something, they take better care of it. They protect their investment. They promote their investment. So, you know, that's it's a different type of digital relationship that we're going to be facilitating.
Yeah, absolutely. And just kind of mixing the last two topics of predictions and where we're at with Upland or where we're going. Let's say that Bitcoin does hit that 100,000 and stays consistent and steady. What do you think the effect of that would be for Upland?
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, on that note, you know, the real breakthrough technology is already a technology that's broken through to us, right? Which is blockchain, but so many people haven't adopted it yet. And one of the reasons I'm so confident making a prediction about Bitcoin, why that's the first one I threw out there, is that, you know, the scarcity comes into play, right? People are starting to tune into what that means, and whether they're getting FOMO or they're getting converted by the philosophy, you're seeing more people get into blockchain and try to understand what's going on there and try to buy in. And I think this will have a downstream effect to, you know, a lot of different blockchain platforms. I think it's going to be huge for Upland, right? Because again, one of the core value propositions of Upland is getting you into the blockchain ecosystem in a way that's essentially turnkey, right? You don't have to manage your wallet. You don't have to manage like the keys. You don't have to worry about security. You avoid all of the technical mumbo jumbo, and you're kind of onboarded to the idea of digital property and the meaning of digital property and kind of, what kind of world that can create. So, a rising tide lifts all ships. And I think the better Bitcoin does, the better Upland is going to do, without a doubt.
Yeah, I feel like, in the 2017, I was like, saw somebody was on some video that described it pretty perfectly. And they were talking about electricity. And when electricity was invented, there was probably just like wires and this and that, like exposed from the walls. They hadn't like figured out how to cover it out and make it a switch yet right in the beginning. And that's sort of like where blockchain sort of felt like it was. And like maybe we're kind of getting out of that stage. Maybe we're starting to put the cover on the light switch a little bit, and Upland does that perfectly. I feel like, I don't even think about it in that way, where there's other, blockchain like deals that I work with, and sometimes I'm like reminded of like, oh God, I just feel like I'm back in the early days of the internet, and things are, I'm trying to set up this wallet and it doesn't work or whatever. It's like that's still kind of, some of those companies are still out there, but it's less and less. It feels like it's going away. And then with the price of Bitcoin hitting, I think it'll really, really change the Upland, because crypto seems to breed crypto. And if you're rich, if you've just made a bunch of crypto, why not buy a bunch of properties? Like I think that's where a lot of people are. I mean, like the dude Ryan who just bought the stock exchange. It's like he's coming from that world. And it's like clear as daytime that a crypto trader wants the stock exchange. So, and at the price that he dropped for it, like, times are changing.
Yeah, and I think it's a good example too, where the philosophy of investing in crypto also translates over to Upland really well, right? It's like the real, in my opinion, the real crypto hodlers are the ones that are, seeing the really big picture of mass adoption of crypto. Some are even, crypto maximalists, they call them. Some are even saying, Bitcoin's going to be the money of Mars, right? So it's the idea that you're getting a part of something that is going to be so much bigger, right? It's like, it's not about what's going to happen this year. This year might be good. You're going to see some green. If we get a 4x on where we're at right now in Bitcoin, I think we'll all be pretty happy with the year. If it's consistent, that'd be amazing. So, but again, it's not about getting the 4x. It's about something much bigger for Bitcoin. And I think the same concepts come into play with like the scarcity that's involved in Upland, right? People want to get a part of these properties because on a long enough timeline, we need a way to determine in the metaverse, and the metaverse is what shows up where, right? There's going to be metaverse aggregators even, but how do we find a fair system to determine who gets to, pick what shows up on a given block and in a given building area, right? And, Upland is a foundational economy that is going to allow those types of things to be built upon it, right? So, I mean, even looking at years down the line, all the gamification is down, all the development is down, the economy is fully built out. You can start to imagine layering like augmented reality and VR on top of that. And that's where the deep thinking in the structure of this particular metaverse comes into play in such a unique way, right? It's seeing the economy, the math, the logic behind all the planning play out elegantly into those domains as well.
Yeah, absolutely. The augmented reality, I'm very curious to see how that's going to come into play into the whole Upland thing. Because I messed around with, I believe it's called Wallem. I don't know if you've checked that one out, but it's an augmented reality sort of where you're running around your neighborhood grabbing coins and this and that. It seems a little basic, but we're in the early stages, but pretty interesting. Mars, do you have anything for Mr. Connor here?
No. I mean, it's just we're getting to that point where, as you said, with the Upland, with the look of the VR, we're starting to be able to swipe down and get those angles, and it's really with the building coming into play to start to see the vision. But as you were saying with the crypto, it's with Upland, the thing that makes a difference is, not having to deal with all those things that bog you down. I've shared a couple horror stories with you, LeftHouse, and when we brainstorm things, I tend to bring the opposite end perspective, and then we can figure out the right answer. So, that's where I come from on it. And, a lot of the people I bring in from Left Planet are even less versed in crypto and the wallets, and then the ability to just jump in and swim, I think is going to be game changing as opposed to a lot of the other things.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. So we've been giving away of the year awards throughout the night. And there's been some silly ones, and I'm just very excited for you to see the ongoings that are going to happen throughout the two shows, because we had great chat with Dirk and Joel from the Blockchain Heroes earlier.
Awesome. So, I can't wait to watch that one.
Yeah, that'll be good. Is there anything else that you want to shout about or throw out into?
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I came on and we jumped right into talking business, right? Making predictions, things like that. I hardly said hi to both of you guys. I will throw out there, when it comes to 2021, you two are both great examples of the things we want to see more of, right? Like more Upland creators, more people taking ownership of the community that we're creating, right? Of the artistic visuals that are going to be involved. I don't want to give any details, but you guys have been in talks, I believe, with the team about, some NFT artist spotlights and things like that. And, I'm just really excited to see how we can integrate more of the talents of Uplanders, the, production capacity in terms of creating art, coming up with cool ideas, and really just tap into more of that creativity and bring it into the game. So that's, shout out to both of you guys, again, because, even in my short time here, you guys have been a huge help in kind of, figuring out some cool creative concepts and things that, we're still going to implement in the future, and just being hugely supportive, with your creative endeavors. So, thank you both for your efforts in 2020. It's been very inspiring, and I'm taking that inspiration into 2021.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I think we said in earlier interviews that people will see tonight, but that's really, as opposed to any of the other metaverses or crypto communities, or, it's the amount of people that just are creating and just doing it with the good of the community involved. Right when, I believe right near when you came on board, you reached out, and that was when we did the DJ event for the Midtown release, and, done the Halloween DJ from the Red Planet radio station. And so that's, on top of everything else and the crypto angle and the serious side, the ability to just express ourselves for and with the community is amazing, so thank you for that. And also, thank you right back for giving us that ability.
Yeah, absolutely. And, this is like what excited me so much about Upland when I first found it. It's actually what excited me about blockchain and crypto when I first discovered it, was the ability for freedom in my own creative expressions, like, from making films to making music to making art. Like, I've been my own boss for years now, for a long, long time, selling my own stuff and doing it in my own way. And, the tool of blockchain is like, oh my God, it's actually possible to do these things. And I feel like Upland has just given me a channel to put out a lot of my creativity. And that's why I even started doing the Upland Action News daily, just because it feels good. It feels good to be doing it. And it keeps me like in the game, I feel like, and stuff. So thanks. Thank you for all of that. Thanks for, letting us host the official New Year's Eve party as well too. That's huge to bring us in that way. And we're very, very proud and happy to be a part of the community. And it's just
Knuckles,
great.
I hear Knuckles is excited as well.
Yeah, Knuckles is very excited. He loves New Year's Eve.
So you actually just reminded me, I want to make one more comment, I guess, one more shout out, and that's to the founding team, to Edan, Dirk, and Manny. Because what you just reminded me is what I'm also experiencing, right? Like the amount of creativity involved in this role, and just looking at user interactions and what we should be building and figuring out how to balance things. This is, as I mentioned recently on Discord, the most stimulating job I've ever had. most of my adult life, I've been self-employed as well, kind of making things work. And I would say I enjoy being part of this team and working on this vision and working with the community more than I like being self-employed, right? This is something where it's like, again, I feel like it's a creative outlet a lot of times more than it is work. It's creative problem solving and synthesis and really, vision building. A lot of it is it's building the vision of the team that's already been set out, which is just a really fun thing to work on.
Absolutely. And I don't think I've ever come across another scenario where you guys listen, like the bosses are really integrated into the community and the voice of the community. And like, they're willing to have these conversations and actually alter the way things are going because of the voice of the community. I don't see that anywhere else, like really happening. So that probably, your experience of what it's like to work with those guys, it's got to be great. Cause it's just a very unique experience and environment. Like, and I think that reflects in Upland. You feel that in the way that just the mechanics of how Spark is going to work and all these things. It's like, this is different thinkers here happening, and it's refreshing. And it's just it's largely exciting creative space for me. And it's super cool. I'm happy to get to work with or to know some of these guys a little bit more and have these chats and stuff. It's wonderful.
All right, guys. 2021 coming up. Really excited.
Here we go. Well, we'll see you next year then. Yeah. Enjoy your celebration. And thanks again.
All right. Good talking to you.
Later, guys. Mars, LeftHouse. Have a happy New Year.
Wow. Mr. John Connor, ladies and gentlemen. What a dude, huh?
Yeah. Amazing stuff. Never fails. Never disappoints, that guy. Always full of insightful, technical things, to say and pointing the arrow towards some groundbreaking stuff.
Yeah, I always feel like if you were ever sad or like starting to like feel like you're hating on Upland, you just need to get a John Connor speech. Like he gives like the speech in the sports movie. You know what I mean? Like he can really just make you feel like Upland. Yes. Like I always get really hyped after a John Connor conversation.
He's like my Upland version of the Braveheart speech. I just want to run through a wall afterwards.
Yeah. Or like when Stallone was like, if you could change, then I could change. We all get to Rocky IV with the Russians, and after he wins, something like that. Yeah, he's great. He's got it. I wonder if he ever did any like public speaking in that way, or like, because I bet he would kill it. He could run a cult, I think.
Yeah, I could see that.
I'd follow.
I do know that he has a competitive debating background.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Well, I would follow John Connor anywhere.
Yeah, so he could persuade you into a cult, I bet, with his debating skills.
100%. Yeah. There we are. There we have it. So the next thing up here on this lovely East Coast adventure, it's New Year's Eve adventure, and gosh, boy, are we running out of time. The clock is ticking. As you can see, there's a clock up on the screen that keeps showing up every once in a while, giving you exact time as we get closer to Twonk here on the East Coast.
Yeah, it looks like it's half past candy over here with this fellow, but he's looking awesome.
Yeah, he looks beautiful. He looks like he's had a nice turkey baby food dinner.
Yes, he kind of looks like the turkey, but
yeah. And my nipples are black like the eyes of a doll.
Yeah, they are staring right at me. It's rather uncomfortable.
Yeah, they're like Jaws' eyes, kind of.
Your nipples can see into my soul.
Well, right about now, I think it's time to get into some podcasting.
I believe we have some wheel spinning that we have to get out of the way here first for the lovely folks.
Oh, my goodness. Let's spin the wheel. Let's spin the wheel.
Yeah. So next up, we have 20K UPIX. 20K UPIX.
20K UPIX.
Share my screen here.
Yep, let's share the screen and let's see what we mean. When the wheel spins, people listen.
In this beautiful Upland themed wheel, let's see who we got for this prize provided by Upland.
It's a party. Hey.
Kalalasi.
How do you say that name? I would have died if I had to say that.
I would say it's Ahmet Kalalasi.
Congratulations, Kalalasi, the Khaleesi of Upland.
Yes.
All right, 20,000 up. That's got to feel good.
Is that right? But it sounded like I said it right, didn't it?
Yeah, no, I bought it. Hook, line, and stinker. I bought it. I'm in. Like 100%.
Over here, like my diaper.
The Dipe Man. All right, so now it's time for the wax wheel, and we will give away another NYEE Coast to Coast set here in just 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Let me pull up the wheel. Let's get the wheel on board. Okay, I've got to get this off the screen, and the wheel is there, ladies and gentlemen, and the music begins. Hey, Fever, JGMQW.wham. You are the winner of the Coast to Coast NFT set, so congratulations and salutations, as they say. That was huge. That was a huge victory.
Lucky Uplanders there. So congratulations to them. And then I believe now we can move on to the lovely fellows from the UpX podcast.
Okay, yeah, sorry, I jumped the gun. These guys, you know them and you love them. Too Stupid to Win and Thank Me Later, the boys from the UpX podcast, and also as well joining them with their New York Minute, Mr. T. Davis. Let's get into it. You know how this show begins, right?
Oh, yeah. Fantastic theme music. Fantastic.
Drop it.
It's the UpX podcast, baby. Glad you tuned in. Got your host, Thank Me Later, and Too Stupid to Win. Might be coming up session as soon as you begin. Start out king of the street, then lock in iconic in. Welcome to Upland. Grab your UpX, man. On your way in the door, hit you with $4 grand. Get to buying and gripping, then to selling and flipping. Over to moving and shucking. I'm Scrooge McDuckin' in UpX. The name's Big Mars, aka Johnny Utah. Unique NFT 101, never seen before. Sitting atop my throne with Venus on Mount Olympus. Catch me up a terrace, guarantee it's never flipping. Went from plotting for lots to obsessing collections. Scouting the hottest districts and dope intersections. From SF to NY, all the way back again. Just to catch a show at the Red Door with Nietzsche Rin. Then head over to Clay Theater, see LeftHouse for the flicks. Or on Upland Action News, Alexa report and commit. Once we get cars rolling on these streets and we're dripping. All cruising the Embarcadero on some bikes that are ripping. Put no limits on life, see no fear to be different. Chance to rebuild the world with the sky as the limit. Stopping by Saturn Street, it's real hard that I miss you. The name's Mars, Utah, call me Mr. Buena Vista. It's the UpX podcast, baby. Glad you tuned in. Got your host, Thank Me Later, and Too Stupid to Win. Might be coming up session as soon as you begin. Start out king of the street, then lock in iconic in. Welcome to Upland. Grab your UpX, man. On your way in the door, hit you with $4 grand. Get to buying and gripping, then to selling and flipping. Over to moving and shucking. I'm Scrooge McDuckin' in UpX. Break the boundaries of the world and do it with impunity. Play, earn, connect, and do that ish beautifully. Stop and smell the breakfast, cruising on Bacon Street. Get educated on the Mound University. Districts large or small with diversity. Except for Alamo Square, especially on Steiner Street. The UpX economy developing our properties. Got some fun scavenger hunts with exclusive finders fees. And that just keeps reminding me of tone-to-tone NFTs. Popping like a lottery, you gotta get a look at these. It's guaranteed to get showcase bumping. Quarter in the market, yo, it's called Ronald Rumpin'. Go see my man Rick Curry around Upland Uncovered. For players new and old, there's information discovered. Be sure to join the Discord, FTML creature. I'm Jeff Bezos with the flows, man, it's been nice to meet you. It's the UpX podcast, baby. Glad you tuned in. Got your host, Thank Me Later, and Too Stupid to Win. as soon as you begin. Start out king of the street, then lock it iconic in. Welcome to Upland, grab your Upix, man. On your way in, the door hit you with $4,000. Get to buying and gripping, then to selling and flipping. Over to moving and shucking, I'm Scrooge McDucking in Upix. Red Planet Industries, spreading across the Upland globe. Play, earn, connect, and save the drama for the llamas.
What's going on, LeftHouse? We're so excited to be here and a part of the official New Year's Eve party here in Upland. It is the UpX podcast crew, myself, Thank Me Later, and T. Davis. Welcome, guys.
What's up? Hey, Happy New Year. So cool that like it's the official, like this is, I think this is the first time that anything like official has been like deemed done by the community.
Yes, they are the first official tags and so excited for them. And
love it. Congrats. LeftHouse, your content, amazing. A+ all day long.
Mars, Utah, your theme song, still love it. And why don't you have a music badge?
It's easily the best thing that's happened in Upland all year. Like, let's be honest. Lots of cool stuff happened. Mars, Utah, UpX podcast opening. #1 highlight. It's got to be. T, what about you? What was your highlight of the year?
A highlight of my Upland year, I mean, obviously the announcement of the collection of Little Italy.
Wrong. It's the Mars, Utah theme we just rehearsed. Get out of here. Little Italy, you selfish man.
And well, what else? There's a lot that's happened, man.
It almost feels like you haven't prepared at all for this.
Right? And so, yeah, it seems like
it's like somebody just threw it together.
Yeah, getting ready to leave for the night and was pulled back over to say, "Hey, we have to do this thing."
But that's not how we do it at the UpX podcast.
Throw it into the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah.
Yep.
I guess crossing over to director was a pretty big deal for me early on, and making it to UCN and then subsequently as a moderator are all just personal accomplishments and things that I'm proud of and thankful for. And the community, first and foremost, is.
There you go. Finally, a non-selfish answer. My gosh.
You got to the community.
That question, I think. You said, what are your
highlights? Yeah. Be like the love of the community, the being accepted, even though I'm a dirty New Yorker fan. Like
New Jersey.
Those kind of things. That's what we were looking for.
He's from New Jersey, but he's our New York minute.
That might be worse. I'm sorry.
I think actually that is in fact worse.
It is worse.
So we got a big 2021 coming up in Upland itself, and yet from the UpX podcast team. Thank Me Later. What are you looking forward to from 2021 from the game and from our show itself?
I mean, obviously property development, business licenses are very high on my list of things that I can't wait to participate in. Growing the podcast kind of ecosystem. I know that, there's a lot of things in the works, and I think there's going to be some expansions to the podcast, which I love. Those are definitely some things I'm looking forward to.
And T. Davis, you're very big in the community, just like Thank Me Later, and you've been the champion of Little Italy across all the cities. What are you looking forward to from Upland itself and the podcast?
So the podcast, obviously, I'm super excited that we will be starting to include Fresno, since that is a huge part of the game for the new crowd, and being able to, bring content to them is specifically tailored for them and the Fresno environment and everything that's going on there, because there actually is quite a few other neighborhood initiatives going on in there that we rarely ever touch on with TM and Calwa, and I know that there are a few other sold out neighborhoods that have major backers behind them, and I'll be excited to not only reveal those as they become public knowledge, but also be able to just hype that up in the community and give new players more things to look forward to other than just chasing the sole Woodward Park collection that's left there. And so
wait, what about new development? There's not any new development left
as far as
properties. There's no unminted
no, there are, but there's only
collection.
There's only one unminted collection left in Fresno.
Oh no, I'm saying the collection of what's the new? I thought it was new development. Is the name of the collection? It's a neighborhood. I thought.
Yeah, as far
Never
as
mind.
the
We'll
properties, yeah. Sure.
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't really I haven't dealt with Fresno since like the day after it was released.
Yeah. And
obviously seeing how Upland integrates with the NFT wrapper that they've been talking about. I can't wait to see how that unfolds, because that's going to be huge for tons of applications.
Yeah.
And the podcast is, we got some great interviews coming up here in January. We look forward to property development in San Francisco, the growth of New York in itself, the additions to the podcast with the show we're looking to add, along with, now that we're over 31 episodes strong and been doing it over 6 months, we'll have some highlights, little short clips to provide for everybody to listen to and consolidate. So a lot of good things. We're looking for our website to be up and running, and we got some designers working on some merchandise, so you can get your UpX podcast merchandise coming up in 2021. It's going to be a good time, and we wish everybody a happy new year at LeftHouse, Mars, Utah. Glad to be a part of the show tonight. Sorry we couldn't be here live, but we look forward to working with you next year and all the collaboration that we've been talking about. So everybody have a great 2021. Happy New Year. Be safe.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
And talk to you guys soon. From the UpX podcast crew, we're out.
Oh my goodness, the UpX podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Those boys are hilarious, man. That was awesome. Thanks for doing that, boys.
Never get sick of those Silver Tongue Devils and that amazing outro and intro music. So that's thanks for cutting that up for us, fellas. Appreciate it.
Yeah, very much. Very cool thing to do. And you check out the UpX podcast. If you don't know about it already, it's on the Thursday nights weekly on several different podcasting platforms. I listen to them on the Spotify. When do you listen to it at, Mars?
I also listen to them on the Spotify, at all times. Very convenient. And, I never get sick of hearing the praise from my number one fan, Thank Me Later. I was very, very flattered to hear him say that the song is a favorite moment of his Upland year. So I'm glad he got those boys in line on that.
Yeah, very true. It's an award-winning song. It's an award-winning video. It's what they call award-winning.
Yeah, that's what we do around here. That's all we do. We're gonna have to get some extra shelves, I believe.
Oh gosh, and the clock is ticking. We're getting closer to the new year, to the new metaverse, to the new Upland. At this point, I think we might need to take a walk down memory lane. Yeah,
I believe so. See what the year has brought for all of our fellow Uplanders.
Yeah, let's take a gander over there in the old memories of Upland. Memories. Alrighty there. Where I'm not seeing what I'm seeing. Okay, I guess it's okay. It's recording just the screen. Okay. All right. So you said, ladies and gentlemen, the bosses there at the Upland headquarters had put out this channel on Discord here, the Upland Memories channel, and it was somewhat of a challenge, I believe. The challenge was to create your favorite memory on these little red cards here. And I don't know I think there was a contest in play. I think somewhat like of a little meme contest. I don't know what the prizes were or whatnot, but there's some interesting things on these cards. Isn't that right, Mr. Mars Utah?
There's a lot of amazing things that have happened. You know, I keep a pretty close eye on the metaverse, but there was a lot of things that I missed. This is a great idea by the game team.
Yeah, so let's see here. I'll just grab a random one. There's a bunch of them here. Let me get to the top of this list here and see what we land on. Okay, I'll start here. Wait, what was that? All right, so this memory here comes from Flow09. The race for Wall Street, and I managed to get one. Okay, so there must have been some sort of fun race for Wall Street. Were you involved in any of the Wall Street races?
I was not. You know, I imagine that this is probably happening just about the same time that I was racing to the Apollo. So I think that all those first openings especially, but the main opening as well after all the bubbles are going to provide a lot of the memories for these Uplanders of those exciting dashes to those empty parts of Manhattan. So I know that down in the financial area they were clamoring for it. And who we have here? Panamo. He's one of the big hitters on the collections in New York.
Wandering the streets of vanilla New York while everybody else is playing the actual game in San Fran and Fresno. That's a
playing a long game. Yeah, he's been speculating on collections in New York while everybody else is doing the events and everything else. So, and it paid off for him.
Saddlin, favorite Upland memory when I became an Uplander because I got 81 visits in a single day at my humble property at 2904 North Fruit Avenue. Thanks to T. Davis, Guadalord, Gabby,
I believe,
Gudalord, Gabby, ABCDEZ, and Keyshawn, and N36C. So that's kind. When Uplanders help Uplanders, you got to be a happy man.
Yes, yeah, that the ability of the community to visit visitors to Uplanders and just do that for the newcomers seems to be what sets the hook with people.
Yes. Let's see. Let's just scroll down a few more here.
Oh, here's a train terminal.
What do you got here?
We've got from Chica 86. We've got winning a train terminal the same week that I beat T. Davis in the Upland Fantasy League, and spending the energy Americanizing the spelling of the card. Oh, a little play on the favorite spelling there. She did, Chica 86, and I believe that is the better half of T. Davis that's busting his chops about the Fantasy League as well. So that's a solid card.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a beautiful one. I would have to say I didn't make one of these cards, but if I did, I would have tried to put I wanted to go find it, but I was in the middle of a UCN meeting, and we're all talking about, what the goings-ons are in Upland, and right at that time, I looked at the board, and I had become a director right in the middle of the meeting, because of old Nietzschean buying out property of mine from the dog patch that I had priced, in my opinion, way too high, but apparently I was way too low. And it was like a good day for me, it pushed me over the threshold. I was in a meeting. It's like one of my favorite memories, the day I became a director. It's a good day.
That's a good, solid story. You've heard a lot of my favorite stories, and I won't tell those again. But another one that's right near the top is one of the results from the Coast to Coast Christmas party. So the new player who won the Van Ness collection, Taryn Lore, was actually, come to find out, still a visitor. So I mentioned it the other day on the news, but I had to take the train down there and visit them in order to make the trade. And now they're the proud owner of a Van Ness already. So that skyrocketed their net worth. And so that was exciting.
That's huge. That is huge. That's really cool. Look here, we got a message from T. Davis here, but I don't know.
I believe this is the one throwing props to our buddy Nietzsche in here.
Oh yeah, it's a little deal that they made. It looks like it's a little tiny for my eyes to read.
Yeah, let's see. I can get in here for you close. But so this is from T. Davis, but it's sharing this interaction from Discord from a player who has been named later. New player here working towards pro status. Can I ask for some visits to... Well, that's not going to leave him anonymous, but I would greatly appreciate it. And then we have Nietzsche chiming in. I would, but I am stuck in New York at the moment. Put your property up for sale for $40K and I will buy it. So I think that's a little better than some visits. Looks like our buddy Nietzsche just dropping upics on these people left and right out here.
Yeah, that's dope.
Oh, and then the bottom cutscene looks like the player returned the favor with a 3,000 upics gift when able to here for Christmas.
Look at that. Memories were happening all over the place. So many memories, so little space. I was losing interest until Fresno. It felt great just to roam around and mint what you like. Now I think I'm addicted. Community played a major role in this. T. Davis is the man. We'll never forget all that he did. And shout out to Nietzsche who boosted my profile. Look at these guys, man. T. Davis and Nietzsche being celebrated all over this past year.
Yes, yeah. It's like they're a couple of the hardest working guys in Upland or something.
It seems like it. Seems like it. They could be up. Both of those might be in the running for the James Brown Award this year, I have a feeling.
Oh, yeah. Yep, that could be.
You know, later on in the second episode, once we get to the West Coast, we will be dropping some of the year awards, some very prestigious awards, if you will.
Yeah, I believe the votes are still coming in, so it's exciting.
That is true.
Well, Larry Fine, he is our big winner, right? From the Coast to Coast Christmas party of the Russian Hill collection.
That's correct, and I don't understand why his favorite memory isn't winning our contest. That's a little bit disheartening, Larry.
Yeah, this was written just 3 days after winning that contest too, so he couldn't have forgotten about it.
Yeah, a little messed up. Let's see here. What is his memory? Watching Dirty Harry recently, seeing Clint Eastwood chase the criminal around SF and knowing exactly where he was the whole time due to Upland. Well, no, that's a pretty good memory. I would probably take that one over winning the Coast to Coast too.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That is a good movie. That bad guy is pretty good at acting crazy.
The Lou Daddy's coming with his memory. One of my favorite memories has to be the Curator vs. Burglars of Genesis Week. Great times. Yeah, I don't know if I remember that one. That wasn't.
Yeah, that was before my time. So
I think I was drunk that weekend. Genesis Week was just rowdy. So let's see. Let's push down. Let's see here. That's one too long. Purchasing upics and then learning what a utility token is. It's a good thing I have fun with this game. That's coming from Kachow. That's hilarious, man. Yeah, I think I almost made that same mistake too, because I came in from the crypto side. So I was like, okay, this is some sort of staking farming thing. And then I was like, I might have done the exact same thing. I'm like, so how do I turn this into back into like crypto? Or it doesn't. Oh, okay. All right.
Yep. That was my first day as well.
That was also at the same time, they said that the property was an NFT, and I was like, yeah, whatever these little technical terms are, I'm sure don't matter. But I didn't even know what the hell an NFT was at the time. Well, let's read another favorite memory from Rotten Tot. I'm sorry, I pronounced that wrong. Rotten Tot. Rotten Tot's favorite memory, the first sweet flip, when during my first month playing 5,000 became 25,000. It was during the Merced Manor Challenge, pre-FSA. Yes. The Merced Manor Challenge. That was a good one for me. I like that.
Oh, that is one of my worst memories. One of my worst memories. Have I told you about this fiasco, LeftHouse?
Tell me.
So I was positioning myself right in the middle to be able to either sell for profit at the end for those trying to get the miles card, or to pick up a couple more purchases to pick up the miles card myself. I wasn't sure which way I was going to go there. I attended a small pool party with the lovely Venus and some of the Red Planet folks, and I lost track of time and the event was over when I went back to tend to this mess. And I did not sell the properties, and I did not get the Super Miles card.
I was a buyer and a flipper during that thing. I've learned how to play Upland during that challenge, I feel like.
Yeah, I should have. I learned how to play Upland, but I did not learn how to manage my time properly.
Well, before we spin another wheel, we have a visitor in the waiting room here. I'd like to bring him in. It's Mr. T. Davis.
Ah, perfect. Yes.
I'm going to bring him right on in to the studio now. Let's bring him in. We're bringing in Mr. T. Davis, and we have him. T. Davis is now joining us on the East Coast for the New Year's Eve extravaganza. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. You are on mute, sir. If you'll take off your mute so we can hear you, that would be excellent.
Hey,
Hey, how it goes?
Right. There he is, the man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah.
Happy New Year to you, sir.
Happy New Year, man. You guys are looking great.
Wait, you mean our baby New Year selves?
Yeah.
Not too bad, huh?
Yeah.
No.
Don't stare directly at LeftHouse's nipples. They will mesmerize you.
Yeah, they're as black as a doll's eyes. Sorry, Joss. But hey, well, we just came out of the UpX podcast moment. Thank you guys for doing that. That was very funny moment. So
awesome, man. Yeah, no, not a problem at all. So, man, how's the show been going so far? I've heard you had a few guests.
Yeah, we've had some pretty great guests. Some surprises have come into the studio so far, and but today so far we've talked to, in the first episode here, it's confusing. There's so much going on, but we talked to John Connor, and he was always brings the heat, brings the fire. We've been able to give away some UpX and some of these beautiful baby New Year NFTs that are behind us as part of the NYEE NFT collector set. So yeah, it's been good. What have you been doing with yourself?
Man, well, I'm exhausted. I stayed up till 5:30 a.m. CST for the release. I was going to set my alarm like like a normal person would do, just get up early, but I couldn't get to sleep, man. I was too excited, Yeah.
So this is for the Broadway collection, yeah?
Yeah. How'd you guys do with that? I made out decent, not too bad.
Yeah, no, I just watched.
Yeah, I got some hits there, and nothing too crazy with the amount of properties that I have. Did help a few friends out along the way, trading those over. But I have a monster down in Soho, and that locked into that collection is now getting me about $5,000 a month out of that one.
Wow,
so,
very nice.
That was nice.
Yeah, I picked up two more after the increase. But I'm sorry, LeftHouse, I cut you off there.
No,
what were you going to say?
No, I was just a deer in headlights. That's all. I didn't do anything. I just watched it. I didn't know what to do. And it all passed.
Yeah, they were all hovering over East Broadway in Chinatown. And I knew that I was either going to micro fork something and frustrate myself or miss out. I didn't think that my odds were very good. So I went over to Chelsea, and there was a block that had 2 Broadway and a 5th Ave. And so it was just those 3 properties, but they were enormous and just outside of my budget, or I couldn't justify it at that time. But man, I would have loved to have that, because it looks like there's only 3 Broadway in Chelsea, and I would have loved to have that set. But
yeah, I mean, you're talking to a guy that when they announced Broadway, you can find this if you scroll through the general and the Discord channel, you'll find me saying, so what, is Broadway a neighborhood or is it a street? And then you'll see me say, so what is Broadway? Is it 2 streets? Or, so I didn't know what I was doing. And then I found out, I was like, oh, I actually have 1 property on Broadway. I had 1, but I didn't pick anything up.
Yeah, man.
No, it's tough out there in New York. I got my eye on some monsters that I'd love to, but I don't know. Things are gonna have to make some moves. You helped me hustle to get the Metropolitan Correctional Facility, so
yeah, man,
it's hard to really push for those big properties.
Yeah, you know it.
So what are you looking forward to in 2021 or 2021? That's
So I don't know if you guys can see, but I wore my jersey especially for you guys, my 20. And so,
nice, excellent.
Yeah, that was the most festive thing that I could think of for for a New Year's Eve celebration. What am I looking forward to the most? I mean, what the game is going to bring to us. I know that there has been a lot of speculation and a lot of discussion about where Upland is going with the game as far as being the NFT hub, and I really want to see what this NFT wrapper that they've talked about, how that will be implemented. Obviously, the things that everybody are looking forward to is Spark and building and businesses. I will likely have a very heavy presence in Fresno with my Little Italy properties that I own there. I'm looking forward to, setting that up. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe I can put my 3D statue wherever I want, including Fresno. And I would really like it to be that Little Italy gets the first Fresno 3D statue in 2021. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to continuing with the UPX podcast. I don't know if you guys listened to last night's episode, but we had some discussions about there being more than one episode and splitting it off. Yeah. And so that's going to be exciting to be involved with, to be able to bring the players, the listeners, and the community some additional content that is kind of, always left to the side.
Are we saying you're going to have your own show? Is that what we're hearing here?
I don't think I said all that. No, it'll forever be Too Stupid's gig, man. I could never do what he does. He's I'm sure, as you know, LeftHouse, how much it is involved in running a podcast or a vlog or all of these, because I know that you do it very, very well. So no, I'll leave that to Too Stupid, and I'll just talk and bring you guys data and bring the community, things that I observe and some cool data points and my fun facts. You definitely cannot forget about those.
So, speaking on facts, what's the weirdest stat you could come up with, or what's the, what are the oddest things that you stumbled into, if any, or is there anything like that?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I always want the weird facts. We were wondering, what's the worst neighborhood in the game? What's the least popular neighborhood? Do we know that?
So, that's tough to say, right? Because if you're going to, I could go by what the game's metrics would consider to be low value, would be the cheapest, right? But we know that the cheapest never equates to the least popular.
Yeah, I was going to go with the metric of the least minted percentage.
Yeah, so that's going to be, if I'm not mistaken, maybe Cow Hollow in San Francisco.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. That's a great question, man. I wish I had my data on hand. Somebody out there knows this.
Yeah, we didn't know how to figure it out, but that's what we were wondering.
Well, so Lone Mountain was for a little bit, and it's looking like somebody's picking up some interest in Lone Mountain. I think they went out and accrued 50 or some odd properties. You guys might have to look on Daily Uplander or Upix World to see who that is that I'm talking about. But if I'm not mistaken,
was that Patrick Ewing over on Patrick Ewing Tourist?
I think, I think it was. I think it was Patrick Ewing. So somebody's taken a particularly keen interest in Lone Mountain. So I don't know that is any longer the least minted. But,
right.
Yeah, I can see that from the top of Mount Olympus, and I saw it filling up around me on Patrick Ewing Terrace.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's that little cul-de-sac is almost completely sold out. It's expensive. That's the reason why I think it was the least minted. Lone Mountain has the highest base price in all of San Francisco. So those properties are not cheap comparatively. Nothing like New York, but they're just not cheap for San Francisco.
Yeah, there are some very odd little niche neighborhoods in San Francisco that are easy to look over, and then you see that it's empty and you want to click on it, and then you see everything in there is $20K, and that's why it's empty.
Right, exactly. Yeah, man. Exactly.
Yeah, it definitely seems like, you know, from when I first got into the game till now, it seems like people are a lot smarter in the game, you know, like where it seemed like we were all kind of just or some people were just kind of all over the place. But now it seems like with like New York, I feel like it's telling in that way where it's like when these collections come out, everybody's like they're ready for it. I don't know. I mean, I guess it was different in the beginning with the collections in San Francisco, but you know, it seemed like they sat there for a while. It took a while before like the collections were gone, where I'm not feeling like that's the case in New York. Maybe the terrain's different, you know, like maybe because the collections are different as well too.
Well, it's hype. It's the hype for sure. There's a New York fever right now, man. They're going nuts. And there's a lot. I think maybe there's more tools now. I don't know. That was San Francisco collection debut was definitely before my time, but I think the Upland fan server plays a big role in a lot of that, because now you have the distribution of tribal knowledge, so to speak, right? So you have all of the game's veterans just interacting with all of the newer players and the intermediate, and spreading that information and sharing tips and tricks, and always learning new stuff. And we have such awesome tools put out by Hacker and UPX World and MG and Mixplick and Daily Uplander. And so all of that combined is, you got some very sharp and the community's crafty, man. Like crafty is a compliment, but it's almost like they're so crafty that like they get themselves in trouble sometimes with how crafty they actually can be. And so, yeah, man. Yeah, there are some super smart people out in that community of ours.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, the collection rush seems a lot different. I came in, I didn't witness any SF reveals, but I was still able to buy some Mission Streets, I believe, unminted when I first got in, and Russian Hill, and then it's like looking at how each new reveal is treated now. I got very lucky that I got in when I did, I believe. So
yeah, I think Russian Hill was the last one to sell out during my span, and I got in before that, luckily.
Yeah, so now all San Francisco collections are all sold out. Is that correct?
No, there's two. There's Sunset and Mission District.
Yeah.
Sunset will be a while, I think.
It's still very empty in Outer Sunset. I mean, not very empty, but comparatively, you still find those really sparse blocks.
Right. I think there's something like 10,000 properties between the two Sunsets, and that's likely the reason why.
That's a huge chunk, yeah.
So
wow, very cool, very cool.
So how about the next year for Little Italy here? Anything new on the horizon you want to drop on the folks?
Yeah, absolutely. So we had a preemptive time for our event for today, but unfortunately, so we had to push that back. Obviously, we did the podcast earlier, and then just with all of the craziness in the community over the last few days, moving the reveals and all of that, just had to push our deadline. But luckily, it's going to be this Friday, so that will actually be how we bring in 2021. Will be the Little Italy holiday. I guess we have to call it the holiday event now if it's being done on the 1st. But yeah, we have it all put together. There were some mechanics that we created. I feel like they're innovative. And so it's not going to be your standard community-led event that involves visiting properties and all of the ones that we've seen before. I used a little bit of creativity to make it so that everybody can participate, and it will not cost them anything. and there's a definitive winner, and we have some incredible prizes that we're going to be distributing, which quite a few were donated by the community. So I know I've shouted both Gabi and EH0405 out previously, but a huge shout out to those two guys. I mean, Gabi put up a Fresno train terminal, which is just insane. And and EH0405 donated a Little Italy, New York property. I'll be personally donating a couple properties as well. BDAG is throwing in some Little Italy Fresno properties. Recurrier has donated some Merced Manor properties, and we're going to have NFTs, and you're not going to want to miss it. So stay tuned for those details. I wish I could say more, but unfortunately I can't, because it's going to have to be a timed event. Because anybody, if you had too much information about it, you could start working on it now, and I don't want anybody to be at an advantage.
Where should the Uplanders keep their eye on for this thing to drop and to be ready to get started?
So I would obviously Discord is what I would defer to. That's a great question, because I'm not 100% on the timing of it yet. But sometime between when I get off of work on Thursday, and I will not be working on Friday, so that'll give me a nice window to make sure that everything is 100% ready to go. So I don't know. I'll let you guys. I'll let you guys know. I'll let the community know for sure. Keep your eyes open. Obviously, you guys know that I'm pretty active in Discord. So. Yeah, that would be where I would defer to.
I'm sure you'll make it seen, and once that thing's out, it'll catch on like wildfire.
Right,
so
yeah.
I'm really excited for these, you're talking how this whole thing goes, the mechanics of it, like the fact that you're bringing in something new or to play a game in a new way sounds very, very cool to me.
Yeah. Well, you guys can let me know what you think of it. I thought it was pretty creative. I just going back to calling the community crafty. Like, I would not be surprised if they figured out how to solve it in under 2 minutes if I gave them too much information about how I did things. And so,
keep the wizards in the dark. Gotta keep those blockchain wizards in the dark.
Exactly.
And can you said anybody can play? Like, can you be in any part of the board to play? It doesn't matter. Okay, cool.
Doesn't matter. Yep. So you could be in any city. You're going to have to be in Upland somewhere, right? Because you're going to need to use Upland itself, the app itself. But it does not matter if you're in New York, Fresno, San Francisco, and it will not cost you anything to participate.
Awesome.
Yeah, very cool.
All right, T. Davis. So we got to keep moving on as we're getting closer to midnight here. But thanks for coming in, the community hero. Always looking out for the new players. One of the hardest working men in Upland for sure. So we appreciate you.
Hey, thanks so much, guys. I love you both, and Happy New Year.
All right, you too, brother.
We'll see you next year. Thanks.
All right, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there we have it, Mr. T. Davis from the Upper.
All right, now let's get into this wheel real quick. What do you think? Go right into it.
Let's spin a wheel. Let's go right into it.
30,000 UPIX.
Okay, and before we spin the wheel, we got to do the top three list, the top 3 cities in Upland, ladies and gentlemen. Top 3 cities. Number 3, Fresno. Number 2, New York, and number 3, San Francisco. So those are the top 3 cities right now for 2020. And
man, those cities, they must be so honored to be the ones to hold the first, second, and third in the Upland city hierarchy. That's amazing for them.
Yeah. So, there you go. That's your award. Congratulations.
Oh, yeah, that was making me nervous. I'm glad that came out the way it did.
Yeah, I needed to get that out. So, do you want to spin some wheels?
Yeah. Let's get 30,000 UPIX out to the community here, provided by the Upland team. Since we are the official coast to coast, and this is the official East Coast New Year's Eve party, and let's see who wins the 30,000 UPIX. ABC Dez.
ABCDZ. You are the winner of 30,000 UPIX. Don't spend it all in one place unless the property costs 30,000 UPIX. And congratulations there. Not bad.
Congratulations. And I believe that player has at least one property on Mount Olympus. So congratulations to you even more so.
Well, let's go ahead and spin a wheel for the wax wheel, if you will. Get it? If you will.
You Lefty, always being witty.
I know. All right, so I'm going to drop it down into here like this and do that. Bring this down like that. And you're just not going to see the wheel this time, but you're just going to have to trust me on it. Ladies and gentlemen, the wax wheel is spinning. Hey, the crazy name I can't say, but your wax name looks familiar to me. XSWAW.WAM. Alka AHE. Oh wait, how do you say this name? You think AHMETKALAYCI.
Oh, that's the same player from earlier. I believe it is Ahmet is the first name and then the last name. Ahmet Kalase.
Wait, he won already?
Yes, yeah.
So that guy's a baller, man. Wow. How do you do that?
Yeah.
Needle
and the Optics and the NFTs.
Yeah. How was he getting into my internet and your internet? This is That's what happened.
Well, we got to go to X1.
Yeah. Let's keep the show going, and we'll just jump right into our next interview here. You guys know him as X1 the Gamer. We also know him as X1 the Gamer. Ladies and gentlemen, let's bring in X1 the Gamer into the studio right now. Ladies and gentlemen, X1 the Gamer. Or should we call you David? Or is that the same person?
It's we are the same person, same in one, dual personalities, X1 the Gamer and David. How's everybody go? How's everyone doing?
Well, we're doing great, man. You've got the professional setup there. We like this.
Thank you.
Yeah, doing good, and I understand the dual identity thing.
Yeah, there you go. See, instead of a mask, it's X1 the Gamer for myself.
So why don't you just real quickly tell us a little bit about who you are and where you came from and how you got to Upland?
Yeah, sure. So I grew up in Los Angeles, LeftHouse, your area of the world there. I'm currently residing in the Rocky Mountains of Utah, so there's a lot of snow right now at the moment. I came here for school, met my wife. And so now this is home. I have been involved in the gaming community mostly. I do some podcasts in gaming and some stuff like that. Eventually, I worked my way to be a community manager for an app called Clutch. Clutch is social media for gaming. You take your clips and upload them into the Clutch app. Think of Instagram, but for gaming clips and highlights. That I was there for about a year, and then I did a bunch of consulting with different apps, and then finally landed here at Upland as the head of community. And so far, I mean, I've been here 2 weeks, so you guys are catching me fresh off the boat.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. So we just, had a chat with Mr. John Connor, and he says that he has not yet met any of the team yet in person. Is this true for you as well?
This is true. Everything has been over the interwebs, as it were, and it presents some challenges, I think, but also presents some unique opportunities as well. As you can pull talent from all over the world and work together on the metaverse that is Upland.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what we're doing here at the Upland Action News as well. I haven't been lucky enough to meet this fellow over here.
But it gets weird. It feels like we have, though, in some strange ways. It'll probably be weird when we do get to all meet in person one day.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true, especially with all our gamer tags and stuff. I will always forever know you as Mars Utah and LeftHouse. So I don't know, whatever. When we meet in person, doesn't matter what your names are. You are LeftHouse and Mars Utah.
Yeah, absolutely. So 2 weeks in, are you up to speed? Or do you understand it yet, or how do you feel about where you're standing?
Yeah, no, I especially being on the community side, it's really exciting. I mean, it's a unique experience at Upland because it's a game, but it's more than just a game. It's also an investment platform. It's blockchain, and so it presents different challenges than just your typical gaming community would present. It also presents a lot of unique opportunities. I will say, so far from what I can gather, the community here at Upland is passionate, informed, and very engaged, which is amazing and awesome. It's I know every community head of community will say, oh, this is the best community that I've ever seen, but this is really something special. It's something unique here at Upland for sure.
Yeah, and I was wondering, like, you guys are very you're communicating with the community all the time, and when you guys put out like challenges or different sort of like events, the community's voice can change the way that these things might happen. Like, have you ever experienced this at any of the other companies that you worked for, where they were so like would listen that much to the community? Is that common? Or
yeah, no, this is like I said, this is a very unique experience in that respect to it, in just how engaged the community is. And as a result of that engagement, I think the developers really listen to the community, and the team really values the community's opinion and feedback. And a lot of the feedback, in a lot of communities in any game, feedback ranges from serious, legitimate feedback all the way to just trolling. And here at Upland, for the most part, it's a majority of valuable, legitimate, interesting feedback and perspectives that the community has.
For sure, yeah. And so let's just talk about the new year that's coming, 2021. Do you have any predictions, whether it be inside of the metaverse or outside of the metaverse? How do you see this year going?
I personally am excited for this year. New Year's is always one of my favorite times of the year because it does represent that change, right? That chance to start anew and to double down and continue building something special. So for myself, the way I see 2021 going, especially from the community side, is just continuing to build what was already here, a great community, an engaged community, continuing to be transparent in the communication with players and improve upon communication with players. And it's really important. What's interesting with the metaverse and growing the goal to grow this metaverse on a global scale, the community is one of the most important pillars of that aspect. Eventually the team will take a step back and the community will largely run everything. And that's presents a very unique challenge and a very exciting time to be in Upland.
Yeah, I often wonder if people even realize what that means, or I'm not even sure if I realize what that means for us to get to a place where like the community is actually driving, like that. It's exciting. It's a real interesting thought though, but I'm starting to see how that is going to be possible when I talk more and more about like the business developments and sort of some of the things that I've heard Dirk say. I'm like, oh, I kind of start to see the infrastructure to that ecosystem. That's very unique. Do you think there's any new forms of or ways that we're gonna communicate? I know, like we're talking like coffee shops and stuff like that will start showing up in game, and but is there any outside of like Discord or Telegram, or is there any plans for different ways of communicating or anything for the Upland community? Or
yeah, I think kind of what you guys are doing presents a unique opportunity. I think being more video and audio centric is something that we look forward to tackling, whether that's in game, out of game, or in app, out of app. I think video, audio is really engaging. I think it's really informative, and a lot of people. So sometimes people don't have time to read a long blog or to be on Discord, and quick video and audio is something that's just easily easily consumable. And it's in 2020 and 2021, it is what most people are doing, whether it's YouTube, podcasts. It's a viable way to communicate and to get across, or to communicate rather with the community.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Discord sometimes for me, like there's so much to read. There's so much going on.
It's true. And it's so fast.
It's hard to keep up. I mean, Mars tells me that he had a rap battle, and this whole thing goes on, and I just missed it. There was like some late night rap battle that happened between Mars and another Uplander, and
yes. Yeah, it was pretty epic. I think we had about 20 people. TML quick set up a Upland rap battle room because somebody was saying that they could pull it off and didn't know that I was eavesdropping on the chat. And next thing you know, this thing was going down.
Gauntlet thrown.
Yep.
I will always answer the call. So
I love it.
I'm not sure if they knew I was watching or not, but they did hold their own. So.
Yeah, and I mean, like in the future, like that could be a thing. You know what I mean? Somebody could come in and bring a rap battle, event into Upland, and it could be a staple. You just never know what's coming or what's happening.
Yeah. Well, what's exciting about Upland for me is just as I know that there's crypto guys, there's blockchain guys, there's the gaming side of things. As I'm very heavily involved in gaming. As a gamer, I think what we're seeing Upland is really start to push what we define as games and gaming. For instance, Fortnite, did it kind of first with concerts in game there, where everybody had a concert in game with Marshmello. It was super unique experience there. I think we're going to see stuff. In the long term, as Upland becomes a metaverse, rap battles in app would be amazing. That would be so cool, and I think it's inevitable as it becomes the world's largest metaverse. It absolutely is something that will happen.
Nice. Yeah, Mars, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, just going along, obviously you are the gamer, and can't help but notice that amazing shelf full of stuff you have back there. So, let's start with, what's your favorite game other than Upland?
Sure. So, all time, my favorite game is Red Dead Redemption. Red Dead Redemption 1, Red Dead Redemption 2, super solid games. Love the story. I kind of secretly want to be a cowboy. I wish I was a cowboy. I'm not that cool, but I get to live that life through the video game that is Red Dead Redemption. Right now, I'm playing the big game. Cyberpunk is huge right now, huge with controversy as well, but I like big worlds that just immerse you, where you can get lost in, and that's what's unique about games, about metaverses, is it's a medium unlike any other. For instance, I can watch a movie and I can watch a cowboy, or I can play Red Dead Redemption and I get to be the cowboy. No other medium offers that. Books, you're on this passive experience with a book, imagining it, seeing it in your mind. But with a video game, you're actively participating in and experiencing something completely different.
Yeah, I think the first one that really set its hooks on me in the massive world was Skyrim, and then with my love of the ancient Roman and Greece world, Assassin's Creed Odyssey had its hooks in me for quite some time.
Oh, yeah, super solid. Both fantastic games.
Do you guys remember a game called Out of This World?
Out of This World? That sounds familiar.
It's an older game. It was like on one of the early PlayStations, maybe, or even it was a Nintendo or something, 64. But they've reprised the game and like re-upped the graphics and whatnot. But it's like a pretty fun game where you wake up on some weird planet in a cell, and you have to like sort of solve like the puzzle to get to the next room and all this stuff with these weirdo aliens that are chasing you down. But it just was I don't know, one of the first that had like a really like interesting story that sort of moved, like made you feel like you were there, sort of like the way you were describing that reminded me of that game.
Yeah, no, it's super. Like I said, I think it's the most unique medium. It's kind of seen as a subculture, but in reality, it is actually the mainstream culture when you think about it. I mean, the video games sell more than movies. There's more people playing video games than watching TV. And so it's actually as gamers, we've become mainstream without anyone realizing that we're mainstream.
Right. Yeah. It's like when like nerds became like cool.
Exactly. That's exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We've arrived, people.
It is our time.
I like it. Nice. It. It's a good time.
Yeah, one more thing. You're a surfer, I see.
Yeah, well, so I used to be. There's obviously not a lot of places to surf here in Utah, but growing up, I did. And I thought, when I moved here, I thought, well, do I get rid of this? Do I keep it? I thought I'd keep it, and makes a cool talking piece in the background here. But,
yeah, I forgot you were in Utah. Nice place.
Yeah, no, I really like it. We got snowboarding, but not surfing. So.
Yeah, have you been snowboarding this year yet?
Not this season. Okay. Last season I went quite a bit, but no, not this season yet.
Are the mountains closed? Are they closed down right now? No, they're open.
No, they're open, and we've got plenty of snow, so that's good. That's good for us. So
yeah, very cool. Very cool. Anything else that you would like to share with your community? The community of Upland here. Anything they should know going into 2021?
No, just I personally am very excited for 2021. So I hope everybody else in the community is. So far, like I said, it's just been a wonderful experience. Everybody has been super friendly, super helpful, super passionate, and very, very engaged. And I look forward to helping to build upon that and helping to hopefully be a positive impact here in the community.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, in the 2 weeks you've been here, I think you've done just that. You've been very helpful, very kind to the community as far as I can see. So I'm looking forward to getting to know you more and communicating throughout the year of 2021.
All right. Well, hey, thank you very much.
I agree with that. It shows you just how much happens in Upland that you've only been here that short of a time, because it feels like way longer than that. So
yeah,
that is true. That is true.
All right. Well, cool. Well, thanks for coming and joining us here on this fine New Year's Eve, and we'll see you next year.
Thank you very much. Happy New Year's, everybody.
You too. Happy New Year.
Bye-bye.
Oh, well, that was a great conversation. What a dude, new to the team. Happy to have him. Seems like a real positive dude.
Yeah. Exciting, friendly fella. Welcome aboard. Absolutely happy to have him. It looks like he's going to fit in great.
Yep, and so I'm sure a lot of you guys have already spoken or chatted with him there in the Discord channel, as he is our community dude. So there we have it. So, man, we're getting close here, man. I'm feeling a little, the New Year's jitters things are happening, you know? Sweating inside. The underwears are grunding me. It's horrible.
Yeah, it won't be long now, and Twunky will be a thing of the past.
Twunky will be no more. I can't wait. So, that being said, we have one grand finale prize to give away on this West Coast edition of the New Year's Eve official Upland party. And that is a collection from Fresno. Isn't that right, Mr. Mars?
Yes, well, one piece of a collection from Fresno, one exclusive piece to the Fulton collection.
So you heard it there.
Which is yet to be released for purchase. So this is an amazing prize provided by the Upland team.
Yeah, that is a real huge prize. It's locked up. Nobody's had the chance at this because it's locked. It's locked up. That's how it goes.
Let's bring up the wheel here and see what lucky Uplander is going to win this absolutely amazing exclusive prize.
Bring me the wheel. Show me the wheel. Mo, there it is. Look how beautiful it is. Whoa. Give her a spin. $10X. Deserving name for a deserving winner. Congratulations on the Fresno locked Fresno. Wait, what did you call it again? I'm blowing it.
I believe it's still locked for. You can't just mint these, so yes. They've been given out for prizes and games as just rewards.
Congratulations.
So this is pretty coveted.
That's huge. That's a big deal. That's a big win. We're running out of time here. The count's it's coming. So Jesus.
Oh man.
Wow, Jesus Christ, 2021, we made it. Mars, Utah. It's amazing to see you in the new year.
Yes, we got to the other side of that bear of a year, and here we are, happy to be in 2021 with all you lovely Uplanders.
That's right, and we're going to do it again, folks. So tune in later on in the evening for the West Coast NYEE official Upland party. We're going to give away some more Upics. We're going to give away some more collection pieces. We're going to give away some more NFTs. It's all happening, folks. What a year this year has been. I can't complain enough. I mean, not complain enough. Or both. You do the math.
Yes, it's been a heck of a ride, LeftHouse. And let's see. Speaking of a heck of a ride, we better get moving to the West Coast.
That's right. You better get on a plane. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, babies and gentlemen, good morning, good noon, and good night. We will see you in a couple hours on the West Coast.